Jake, where did this go wrong for the Browns?
Boy, Fitch, I mean, you have to go back to the beginning of the season. First game against Tennessee, the crowd was completely amped up here in Cleveland. And the Browns commit 18 penalties. Their left tackle, Greg Robinson, gets ejected for kicking an opponent in the face. And they go on to lose that game by 30 points. And really, since that moment, they have been defined by things that have happened off the field, on the field, but not necessarily in the game itself. And as you mentioned, Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham, that connection that everybody was so excited about when they made that train back in the spring, it just is not clicked. And part of it is that Odell has been hurt. They haven't been able to practice together. Their offensive line hasn't allowed Baker to throw the ball downfield. And then neither guy's just playing very well. And that's why the offense has struggled so much this year.
Well, let's be honest. A lot of the hype was because of Baker. So where is he in your eyes right now in his development process?
He's stagnated. I mean, if you ask Baker, he said it a few days ago, he hasn't taken the 20% jump forward that he anticipated, that he expected, that the Browns front office was hoping that he would take this year. And this is a franchise that has started 30 different quarterbacks since 1999. I mean, to put that into context, that's how excited this city was about Baker Mayfield. I mean, he wasn't LeBron James in terms of the talent and obviously the career that LeBron has had, but in terms of popularity in Cleveland, he was right up there because this city was so quarterback starved, and he's not been accurate with the football this year. He's down the bottom tier in the league in completion percentage, which is inexplicable given how accurate he was throughout his college career. He's turned the ball over as much as any quarterback in the NFL this year. And, he just doesn't look as decisive at times as he did last season and certainly throughout his college career at Oklahoma.
So how much of the blame for that do you put at the feet of Freddie Kitchens?
Yeah, I think a lot of it you have to put at the feet of Freddie Kitchens. He's not only the head coach, he's the play caller. And, he's the one who is calling these plays on game day where Baker is not always in the best position. And, they had this great synergy last year. They fire Hugh Jackson. They promote Freddie Kitchens from running backs coach to interim offensive coordinator. The guy had never called plays before, never been a head coach before. And he and Baker had this great synergy. And, down the last half of the season, Baker was about as good as any quarterback in the NFL, set the rookie passing touchdown record, and it had just not carried over to this season. Baker and the other quarterbacks, they have a lot of input into what scheme the team is going to run from week to week, but they have not been able to carry over the magic and that synergy that they had last season.
So the national conversation consistently goes to, you can't disappoint this much without epic change coming in the offseason. In Cleveland, what is the level of expectation for change?
Well, you would anticipate there would be some changes. I mean, in terms of personnel, I think they have got to get more veterans, more leadership in the locker room. They have definitely prioritized talent over character in some cases, which has backfired on them this season. They have a bunch of guys that are not on the field for reasons other than injury, which has really hurt them, particularly on the defensive side. And then when you talk about, the coaching staff, I think that this front office really wants this to work out with Freddie Kitchens. John Dorsey, his first hire was Freddie, really staked his reputation on him. And they kind of went into this thinking, okay, Freddie's going to be learning on the fly to some degree, inexperienced head coach, first time he's doing this. There's going to be hiccups along the way. But Freddie has got to give them a reason to give him another chance. And that loss to Arizona was pretty damaging, I think, to the potential that Freddie will be back next year. They still have 2 games left to go. They're still remarkably in the playoff picture, even though it's remote. And they could also flatline the rest of the year. I mean, they've got Baltimore, a team that will be looking for revenge, playing for home field advantage, and then a Cincinnati team where if they're out of the playoff picture at that point, you wonder how motivated the Browns will be. So this could really go either way, I think, at this point. But the Arizona game really hurt Freddie Kitchens in terms of the front office feeling like he deserves the second chance next year.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.